Welcome to Action 25, the FAFSA, Free Application for Student Federal Aid. Okay, this is normally completed after you've applied for a university or universities, so multiple ones. This will assist you in qualifying for potential additional financial aid for college. Okay, now you need to understand that every single year you're going to have to reapply. So even in college, you'll have to reapply, and that's because financial situations change. Your parents' income changes. Your situation personally changes because maybe you have a job. Maybe you get a job on campus. You find a job off campus. So those are things that you're going to have to go through. So if we click the link here, right, this will take you straight to the FAFSA homepage where you're going to have to start going into and completing the information. Not sure what's going on here. Let's try that again. So you can see here we pull it up. It's loading. Right, this will take you directly to the homepage. Just give us a second here. And as I mentioned before, you're going to have to do this every single year. Just because you do it once doesn't mean you don't do it again. Okay, so you can see right here, you would click on where it says new to the FAFSA process. Complete the FAFSA form is free. Fill it out now. You click this information here. You will need your parents' help for this, so you can't do it alone. Your parents need to be there with you. Okay, things that can be rewarded from a FAFSA include things like grants, like they might give you additional money that don't cost you anything, but also loans that will cost you money in the end, right? You'll have to pay that back. So those are things that you'll have to be mindful of when you're doing this. That's why you need to have your parents with you. Okay, now moving to the next part, the National Letter of Intent. This is signed usually February 1st, and you can only sign one. So this is basically you officially agreeing on paper to sign. Like you're literally signing, it's a contract, so to speak, without being a contract. It's an agreement, so it's an official agreement between you, the student athlete, and the university. You don't have to sign a National Letter of Intent. You can. I did not. Okay, and it just essentially says that you agree to go to the university full-time for one academic year. Okay, and that the university agrees to provide you X amount of dollars financially for athletics. Okay, you don't have to sign one. You can. I didn't because I did the deadline too late. I did it after February 1st is when I committed. Okay, now back to questions that a potential college coach may ask you. Okay, so they might ask you, and you're going to have to be prepared because these can be tough questions. What are your preferred schools? And this, of course, is open-ended, but I would recommend you name a minimum of 3. Okay, because the coach is going to try to get you to their school, but they need to know that you also have interest in potentially other schools. Okay, so if a coach is asking you, let's say it's Warner College. Warner College says, hey, Kyle, what are your 3 preferred schools? Make sure you include their school in their answer if you have any interest in the program. So I even write, however, if you have even slight interest in their program, you should always include them in your answer. Okay? If you're not interested, you're not interested. Then you just tell them, look, I'm not interested, thanks. Obviously, you phrase it a little bit different than that. But you need to understand that if you have even a slight interest, you need to tell them that they're one of the top schools. Okay? They might ask you, do you have any offers? Okay? There's no straightforward answer for this one, and that's because it really depends on how confident you are and how you're able to gauge the situation. I always told coaches that I had offers even if I didn't, and the reason why is because that made you look good, made me look good, because then they go, okay, well, he has an offer, then I need to make an offer, I got to move on. Okay, so this challenges the coach to either change the recruiting game to try and put an offer for you or to move on. Okay, so it can play against you if you really like the school, but it can be strategic that they have to try and make you an offer. Now, if the school moves on, the coach isn't interested anymore, then it probably wouldn't work out anyways. But at least you can have that information. Okay. We were unable to offer you any athletic scholarship. We would like to have you a member as our team. Are you interested? And this is a question that I got. There was a school that I really liked and I really considered that said the same thing. We are unable to offer you an athletic scholarship, but we would like you to have you as a member. And this is up to you. This depends on your financial situation. But do know that most players do not get full rides. And that's because of the small percentage of scholarships available in soccer in general. It's up to 9.8 for Division I athletes, and most schools don't even get that many. So it just depends on, your ability as a player to get some, if any. Okay, you can get academic money, obviously, but you need to make the decision. Is it for you to play for this university if you get no athletic money? Because I'm sure that you can get offers for athletics. Okay, now you're going to get another question like, this is our offer to you. How soon can you give us an answer? They're going to try and lock you down as soon as possible or move on. So you need to be prepared to answer this. You don't want to give an answer that is more than 2 weeks, right? So you need to ask for 1 to 2 weeks, but don't ask for more than that. Okay? But you have a right to ask for time. Now they might counteroffer you and say, well, no, I'm only going to give you until Friday or until Saturday or a week, right? Then you're going to have to deal with what they give you. But that's the negotiation process you're going to have to go through. Would you like to take an official visit? When can you come? Right, so this is more of a two-parter, but you would answer the first one yes or no, and if yes, when can you come? So this is when a coach or a university pays for you to go to that school. And there's a few trips that I did for other schools, and I didn't go to them for official visits. What I mean go to is I did not sign for the university. I went to St. Leo, obviously. There were other universities that reached out to me about committing to their program, about an official visit, and I still went, but never committed. Okay, but you can only have 5 official visits at NCAA Div1 level, so use them wisely. If you want to attend our university and play, we need you to have a higher SAT or ACT score. Can you do this? This depends on, of course, on your current standing and do you think you can reach higher. If you can't, okay, then you can't. But you need to ask what kind of test score do you need, and then you have to make a decision, right? And it might not work out, and that is okay too, because it'll be another offer or another school you can go to. I might ask you, what's your budget? This is an indirect way to see how much money they can or can't offer you, right? So you can say, well, I can afford school by myself, then they're going to try and not offer you. So it's almost a trick kind of question. So you have to be very wise in your answer, because that they will try, they can try, because if they can get you to not have to take a scholarship from them, they're going to save that for somebody else. Okay, so it's kind of a game and you have to be willing to play it. So you need to be able to adjust your answer and fill it accordingly. Have you filled out the FAFSA? This is a part of the application process, so you need to do this. So coach can check up and see what your status is. Are you registered with the NCAA or NAIA Eligibility Center? If you're not doing this and you haven't done it, you're going to be in trouble because they can't offer you anyways. So you need to make sure this is a priority for you, getting that done. Okay? Action 26, dealing with multiple offers. And I've mentioned this before. This is something that happened to me. It's exciting because it's great that you're getting offers, but it can also be stressful because the offers are going to vary. You might have a really small school that offers you a full ride, but your dream school only offers you 10%. Okay? You're not going to get the same type of packages. So that's something you're going to have to sit down and discuss with your family. What's the best option for you? So answer these questions. Do you like the university? Do you like the coaching staff? Do you like the team? How much playing time do you expect? Would you attend the university if you did not play a sport, period? How much can you pay to attend the university? Okay? For you, and I'm sure your parents will tell you the same thing, I would try to recommend to you, the less you have to pay overall, the better it is for your long term, not just college, but longer term, post-graduation. Because the less you have to pay, the better it is for you in the long run. You won't have as much student loans or any, right, depending on the offers. So it's something you're going to have to deal with, okay? I'll see you in the next video as we start talking about turning down offers. Here we go.